What a wonderful way to start 2024 with some Star Wars Outlaws news. What is up, guys? It's Jimbo here, currently pulling myself away from a Doctor Who hyperfixation to talk about the newly released information for Star Wars Outlaws. Outlaws is looking to be the perfect scoundrel game that many fans, including myself, have been looking for after the cancellation of a few Star Wars games, including Star Wars 1313 and an unannounced Boba Fett bounty hunter game. After the most recent delay from March of this year, the release date is being put into sometime in 2024, and I've been eagerly awaiting some more information, and now we do, thanks to a preview from Kotaku. The preview covered many questions that I had about the game, and it's kind of also a refresher from a lot of the information that we had before, so enough waffling and let's break it down. Outlaws is going to be set between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. More specifically, right at the time the Rebels are fighting on Hoth, or just after. In the interview, they stated that they were working with Lucasfilm and had this to say: "The Rebels are on the back foot, and while everyone is caught up and somewhat distracted by the ongoing civil unrest, there's a vacuum that creates the perfect opportunity for Underworld to rise and gain power out of sight of the Imperial rule." This time period interests me a lot from a fan standpoint, but also because we've had it explored in comics and other media, such as books as well, but we haven't actually had a game tackle this area, which I think is going to be something rather curious. I also think it's going to be interesting to see how the Empire affects this time period, because the Empire is going to be on high alert after obviously what happened with the Death Star and also with a lot of the battles with the Rebels. So maybe we get to see the rise of some other syndicates or other clans, but we do know that Jabba the Hutt is going to be rife at this time because that's how we get to see him in Return of the Jedi. So it'd be interesting to see what is going on away from the main timeline of Star Wars. This actually leads quite nicely to talk about our main character. From what we have learned already, Star Wars Outlaws follows Kay, who, stating the obvious here, is a scoundrel, wouldn't you know? But what we learned from the article is that she's attempting one of the biggest heists in the galaxy. So Star Wars plus heists equals huge win. And if Rogue One was essentially a big heist movie about getting the Death Star plans, then this is going to be something to look forward to. And they also went on to state in the article, "We wanted to create a scoundrel who has never experienced anything like this before. She hasn't figured it all out yet and doesn't have all the right answers all the time. I hope the players will see a bit of themselves in Kay." I certainly haven't figured everything out in my life, so relatable. But having already seen some of the dialogue in action in the gameplay reveal back in 2023, we know that Kay will be joined by some companions. The first of those being Nyx, the small, cute alien that helped her during the stealth segment of the gameplay reveal, and ND5, the trenchcoat wearing commando droid. This guy just looks super cool, badass. I want to learn more about why he's a commando droid and if he has his own like personality and what he's doing with Kay, because obviously commando droids are used by the Empire at this time as well. The companions are definitely going to help with the gameplay, because it's important to note that the combat will be leaning towards more of a division style, which is what Massive are known for. And without force powers, it'll be interesting to see what abilities Kay has and also how they evolve the combat throughout the game. So we know this is going to be a scoundrel game, and becoming a scoundrel in a Star Wars game already sounds cool enough to me. But how does it apply in Outlaws? Players will take jobs from various syndicates around the galaxy, most notably the big slug himself, Jabba the Hutt, which also means that Tatooine has essentially been confirmed for this game and is going to be an appearance. Whether we get to go around Mos Eisley is down to the developers themselves. Maybe just go there for like picking up a quest, but it'd be really cool to check out the actual planet of Tatooine. And the one question I have is that if there's Jabba in the game, does that mean we get to see Salacious B. Crumb? Not only will you build a reputation with these syndicates, but they will have an impact on the story. Siding with one over another could lead to some interesting possibilities, potentially being locked out or having faction wars would be something that would be pretty cool. and hopefully we'll get some decent rewards from doing these quests and building up these reputations alongside the main quest line. So we know about the story, we know about what you're going to be doing in gameplay to an extent. We also know what we're going to be doing in terms of, syndicates, player jobs, and that type of stuff. But what about actually exploring and those planets? Because after recently playing Avatar Frontiers of Pandora, Massive have sold me on their ability to create truly awesome looking worlds. And they talked about it here in the article, where they talked about what you're going to be doing via the gameplay loops and the types of planets you'll be visiting. They went on to state, the first of these is dense cities bustling with activity and lively cantinas, where you might find criminal syndicates and corrupt imperials mingling together. Second is our vast, mysterious and stunning open environments, whether on foot or Kay's speeder. And finally, space, which players can explore on Kay's ship. Now, I may be giving into the little bit of PR talk that they've had in this article, but from the moment that they stated you'll be able to go from planet to space seamlessly and also showing off in the gameplay as well, I am very, very confident that Massive are going to be able to pull this off because of what they've done with Avatar. It really feels like they'll be able to explore space. I'm not saying that we're going to have these loads of planets to be able to go like, No Man's Sky, Starfield, or all these different things that promise these massive things, but a few select planets with big environments that you can go and explore that are like dense would be really awesome. And also in the gameplay reveal, we got to see space combat as well, and an environment, and also going on the K speeder as well. Massive are really flexing their skills here, and they've become really good at doing that. There isn't any confirmation how many planets there are in the game, but Tatooine, Avika, and Kimji have been mentioned a couple of times. And if they do some form of area on Coruscant, I think that'll be really interesting. Another layer of the planet would be cool, similar to what we've seen in Jedi Survivor. I would love that. A lot of this information we could already speculate on during the gameplay reveal back in 2023, but having them talk about it during a preview and confirm some things and go into things a little bit more detail, it's a nice refresher and it's nice to see. And I'm 100% biased here. When it comes to a Star Wars game, I'm already going to be there from day one. I'm no different. But after the IP being locked into EA's hands for the last 10 years or so, having more studios have a crack at a Star Wars game is what makes me all tingly in my tummy, because there's some really talented developers out there that could do a lot with the Star Wars IP. The only thing that sucks at the moment is waiting. We're waiting for a release date, we're waiting on more information, more gameplay, and more news that we can digest and pick apart. But you can bet any big information that we get to do with Outlaws, you can bet your ass I'm going to be there day one making a video on it. So stay tuned for more on the channel. If you've enjoyed this video though, and it has been informative and helpful, leave a like on it, subscribe if you're new, and leave a comment in the comment section about your favorite Star Wars game, what you think of Star Wars Outlaws. Are you excited? Are you not? Let me know in the comment section. And as always, this has been Jimbo, and I'll see you guys next time.